How not to lose a Ukrainian girlfriend and save money. Good evening, my dear gentlemen. Alexandra, the matchmaker, is here for you again for an important reason. Marriage is an extension of your loving relationships and a legal form of your relationships. In case something goes wrong in these legal relationships, you get legal consequences. Let's talk about prenuptial agreement as a way to avoid it. Prenuptial agreement is not only about the money and property, but in the same extent about the cultural code of the former Soviet Union areas, Russia, Ukraine, Belarus mainly. You need to know how to get the peace of mind and at the same time not to lose love with your Slavic Ukrainian woman. Every of you who watch this video knows your reasons for considering prenuptial agreement. Whatever they are, you know your reasons for concerns. You may have doubts about the future or negative experience in the past, or overall you like to secure yourself, which is cool. Thinking of marriage, you have at least two ideas on your mind: to become happy in love and to have peace of mind and security when your assets are protected. We are all material people. We live in material world. It's okay to have such things on your mind. While prenuptial agreement helps you to secure your assets and finances, the problem with Ukrainian women and prenuptial agreement is that this discussion itself may stop and break your relationships at any stage, even right before you go into the wedding room. So, how to reach both goals successfully? Assets secured and happiness is yours. Let's find it out. Actually, where the problem lays with Ukrainian girlfriend and prenuptial agreement. Speaking of prenuptial agreement with her, you actually start thinking and talking about divorce even before you get married. Not only you have it on your mind, but you raise the subject to discuss. Correct? Yes. We need to find mutually comfortable agreement, because what you are going to discuss will be discussed for the case of death of your marriage. Which way out is possible for this case? While this case is actually quite slippery and in some places even disgusting. Why? We will return to it now. Last week, we had in Wine News part on the TV, we had 3 news in a row. Famous Russian singer sues her husband for property. Famous Russian businesswoman sues her husband for assets and property. Worldwide famous IT guy, his ex-girlfriend sues him for assets and property. Not that I'm only working with celebrities, but since I'm introducing you to Ukrainian women for marriage, you may want to know what must be done. So one day, no Ukrainian women use you for their assets and property. How do you think? What did not these 3 couples mentioned in TV, what they did not do right in the past? Correct. They did not take care about appropriate prenuptial agreement. Let's see how Ukrainian women treat prenuptial agreement and how you stay protected and happy. Why I named the situation with prenuptial agreement slippery and even disgusting? I will explain to you now. Protecting yourself is cool, but here we talk about the absence of trust. It's like using condom. Condoms are used not to prevent unplanned pregnancy. We use other methods for that. Condoms are there for another reason. It is not pleasant to speak such things out. You know, I don't trust you, so let's use condom. At a certain situation, condom is a key condition if you are having intimacy now or no. People don't focus on it and simply apply and enjoy intimacy. But, guys, who loves condoms? Raise your hands. Oh, everybody raises hands, right? So, what prenuptial agreement and condoms have in common? I think you see what I talk about. They are absolutely doing the same things. When we want intimacy, this is full of passion and lust, while using a condom is a very cool-blooded and rational step, which somehow finds a place in your brain despite you have an arousal and a huge desire. Now, think for a minute and compare it with what you do when you think of a marriage with a sweet, beautiful, sexy, caring Ukrainian woman, and at the same time you want to discuss prenuptial agreement. Just like using a condom, you may allow or not, just like using a condom may allow or not allow intimacy to happen. In the same extent, for many of you, prenuptial agreement may break your relationships or let it happen. You want sex here and now, but you find a logical spot in your mind clouded by sexual arousal because you know that without it you cannot have sex, or you can try, but later you deal with long-term negative consequences. That's exactly what prenuptial agreement does. You love a woman and she loves you. Mutual love is a drug with all the hormones that make you dependent on a person. You want this woman for life. And she's such a sweet catch. But you still need to find a spot in your mind, logical spot in your mind, clouded by love. Why we still think of prenuptial agreement despite you can lose your love and relationship starting talking about it? Because just like with the condom, you know, without prenuptial agreement, I am in the risk group to face long-term negative consequences. In both cases, we talk about low level of trust for whatever reason. But as we find ways to use condoms and enjoy intimacy, let's see how we still get married happily, applying prenuptial agreement and still keep love and enjoy each other in family life, growing love, multiplying love. Oh, actually, marriage registration and prenuptial agreement, what do they have in common? Itself. We can compare prenuptial agreement with marriage itself. Why people get married even? Why not to date forever? Why just not live together? Right, because men and women both need guarantees. Prenuptial agreement is one of those guarantees. So it's fair to look at it as an extension of marriage registration itself. Counting this, what we need is to find the right words and reasons how to explain your Ukrainian woman why you talk about prenuptial agreement even. Prenuptial agreement is a guarantee for your family life, just like the very registration of your marriage, which actually tells you this person is serious about me and doesn't play games. Sound fair enough? Yes, you may have your doubts and reasons for them. You are just a human with logical mind that actually provokes doubts. Pay attention, guys. Both condoms and prenuptial agreement are not the same as I love you, but not to that extent. No, instead they are I love you, but I want to be confident. It sounds different, right? Now be attentive and listen and use it for the future. What should you tell him? Actually, please notice that words I will be giving you now below sound a little bit vague, the very text. Just like when you put a condom on before unexpected intimacy, you do not give her all the direct explanation. Listen, I rather take it on because la 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 la. Unlike with the situation with the condom, prenuptial agreement cannot be signed without a prior delicate discussion. So, the things you tell her in a bit vague manner help your brains to find own support points. You both love each other and want to be together. It helps to find mutual agreement. What I can reassure you of is that money diggers will leave you for good after this discussion and after you will tell them this. Actually, if you have serious doubts about a woman, your Ukraine date being a money digger, apply this discussion right from the start of your relationships and save your time for truly decent women. Here is my suggested text and what you should tell her. It works for hundreds of my customers and it will work for you. Conditions for that I give you in the end of the video. Now listen attentively. You start like, my sweetheart, you know that I love you. You know I dream of us together forever. And I hope you do too. We cannot know what does the future holds for us. And there are reasons why many people one day better divorce for good. We love each other now, and all the people change as they live their lives. We cannot be sure if our changes in the future will be mutually compliant, compatible, acceptable for both. But we have our hopes for a good and happy future. For that, we need the peace of mind as a must. And just like we register our marriage to have guarantees of honesty and mutual good, serious intentions, in the same extent, we apply prenuptial agreement as an extension of marriage registration. It shows you my serious intentions because it's another guarantee for our future family. Actually, this is a guarantee for both of us. It secures us from unpredictable life turns, changes we cannot deal with, from cultural differences, which we do have very different, as we belong to different cultures with such a different values and beliefs. We both want to be together, you and I, and registering our marriage with prenuptial agreement is giving us and our kids a guarantee of peace no matter what. Eventually, we are just human beings and we want to be happy. Yes, we both may have some doubts just because you actually get to know the person as you live your life together with this person. So I suggest we rather live and learn from each other with a peace of mind. Actually, the fact I'm mentioning this is another evidence of how serious my intentions to you and our relationships are. I'm for real, I'm honest, I do not play games. I'm sure you feature and appreciate this too. This is it. In case you get a common and popular objection, we start talking about divorce even before we got married. You have to go with another speech, but I will probably make another different video about it later, I think. Yes, it should be done. With the words I just gave you and reasons I suggested, you don't sound slippery, you don't sound irresponsible, stupid, ignorant of your feelings. You sound honest, loving, and noble, yet assertive. You base your beliefs on things that are obvious and objective and reasonable. Majority of Ukrainian women would approve and agree with what you are saying, because there is nothing you can put under a doubt in this speech. These are universal, right, good things mentioned. First, look at prenuptial agreement as an extension of your marriage registration, as a guarantee for peace of mind in a family for you both, you and her, as a proof of your serious attitude towards your Ukrainian bride. Do these three things and go for this discussion with your Ukrainian girlfriend. After these 3 points become a part of your beliefs, only after that, please. Then just be honest and tell your Ukrainian girlfriend things that help you see that this is not I love you but not to that extent, but instead I love you and that's why I want to be confident. Go smart. Those of you who want to avoid difficulties when you search for Ukrainian wife, if you want to get married to a Ukrainian beautiful lady with a peace of mind and have confidence you can manage your family relationships, contact me directly and we talk to see if I can work with you as my matchmaking client. I love you. Go smart. Speak to you soon.